thank you for being here.
You're welcome.
I am going to do a biopsychosocial spiritual assessment for you with you today for one of my assignments for my master's in social work classes. Is that okay?
Yeah, it's okay.
So before we begin, is it okay if I take some notes while we talk?
Yep, of course.
Have you ever been to a session like this before?
No, I've never been to a session like this before.
Do you have any questions for me before we begin? So the first thing I want to tell you is that this is a space where you can share your feelings or anything that you feel comfortable telling me, and there's no right or wrong answers to these questions. And we'll go at your own pace, and if anything feels uncomfortable, you just let me know, okay? So to help me get me to know you a little bit better, can you tell me something about yourself, like maybe how your week was or what a typical day looks like for you?
I work with Cal Fire on a hand crew as a first saw, or many other things too, but mainly as a first saw, and then I train other people that's upcoming sawyers, so they can take my place because I'm getting old and tired. My body's feeling the ache.
How many years have you worked for Cal Fire?
This will be my 4th year.
And what does a typical day look like for you? What does your schedule look like for work?
I work 3 days on, 4 days off. If it's not a fire, if we're not on a fire, but if we're on a fire, then I work every day, all day.
So you work 72 hours straight?
Yeah, 72 hours straight, on call. Broken up into days of, the first day will be training, where we train on hiking, running, weightlifting, to cut line. Cutting line is to cut all the brush, the grass, trees, or whatever's in the way of to construct a line to keep the fires from spreading to one side to the other side.
So it's really physically demanding?
Yeah.
And then what do you do on your time off the other 4 days of the week? What's a typical day look like for you?
I try to rest as much as I can, but it's hard because I have 3 puppy that's really need some attention, especially one really old, and he poops everywhere at night.
Does it cause you a lot of stress?
Yeah, it does cause me a lot of stress.
Is he older?
Yeah,
Are they all older dogs?
They're all old. One, the oldest one is 17. The other one is 14 or 15, and the other one is about 8 or 9.
So it sounds like even when you get home, you're not able to rest a lot?
No, I'm not able to rest much.
And what else do you do? What's a typical day look like for you when you are resting? Will you just try to relax?
Yeah, I try to relax, and then I still have to study for an academy that my captain and my chiefs are putting me through to promote. So I have to study for that, and that takes a lot of my time. And then my wife will want to go do errands, and I want to go with her so she don't get mugged or beat up or something.
So it sounds like you have a pretty stressful and full life.
Yeah, I do.
Would you say there's some tension created between a work-life balance?
Yeah, there is.
So I think maybe working and looking at managing stress levels and creating that work-life balance sounds like something we could explore and maybe focus on.
Yeah. All like that.
Do you remember when this problem started or how it's changed over time, over the past 4 years? Is it getting worse?
No, it's consistent. Well, it depends. If I have a lot more, if they put a lot more on my shoulder, like teaching people how to become a better sawyer, or managing my crew, especially cooking on our 3rd day. It's an in-camp day, so we either cook, clean, or make sure our shoes and our tools are dialed. But cooking stresses me out a lot because I have to cook not just for 1 or 2 or 3, but the whole camp, which is probably like about 100 some people.
Wow. So it sounds like this is increasing over time.
Yeah.
Is it affecting your day-to-day life, do you think, the stress and the anxiety of it?
Yeah, I think so.
And why are you seeking help at this time?
Trying to see what else I can do, or what is there, if there's anything different I can do, how to manage my time, and how to separate the business and things like that.
Well, I think you have some really good strengths, so you're really self-aware. It sounds like you have a good family, and it sounds like you're seeking support, and you're motivated to find the right work-life balance, and I think that's a good place to start.
Yeah, I agree.
So I think you mentioned stress with training the Sawyers, you mentioned stress cooking for 100 plus people, fatigue even at work, and then you come home and you have to care for the puppies, the older ones, and it sounds like maybe setting some personal boundaries too, like maybe not going with your wife so much to her errands. And maybe even on her path to burnout. Do you think that's accurate to say?
Yeah, that's accurate.
Do you have anything to add to that I should add in my notes?
Not really.
Okay.
Just that I'm burnt out and always tired and doing little projects.
So I'm going to ask you some biopsychosocial questions now, biology, psychological, and a social domain question, okay? So do you use caffeine or alcohol or anything else to help cope with your energy levels or stress right now?
I drink a lot of energy drink and coffee just to help me get through the day with all the fatigue and tiredness I have to deal with.
Do you drink it at home too when you're at home or just at work?
I drink it at home, at work, and anywhere I can during work, during cutting.
To stay awake?
Yeah. Just to have the energy.
And how would you describe your mood lately? Do you feel anxious or sad or irritable? Do you think the caffeine contributes to that?
No, I don't feel those things. I just feel tired. And I think caffeine helps me not be so tired. Even though I'm still tired, it helps me a little bit to get some energy.
And do you feel supported by your family or coworkers, or do you feel isolated and alone?
Yeah, I feel supported. It's just so much that they can do for me. But yeah, I feel supported, and they try to give me the things that I need. Help me eat better and feel more energetic that way.
Have you ever tried anything in your personal practice, day-to-day life, like mindfulness or meditation or spending time in nature to help decompress?
No. The time that I do have free, I try to get as much rest as I can by taking naps and things like that. But I try to eat a little bit better so maybe I can get energy that way. So instead of through caffeine and things like that.
So it just sounds like you have ongoing stress and fatigue, maybe emotional exhaustion, and due to difficulty managing your work-life balance. Do you think that's accurate?
Yeah, that's accurate.
Do you feel like you have enough time to get everything done, or do you just feel stressed out and tired a lot?
I feel stressed out and tired a lot and scared that I won't get the things that I'm supposed to get done.
So maybe some things that can help in the future that we can talk about too, is maybe setting boundaries, learning how to say no to things, like maybe taking time for yourself and practicing some grounding techniques like meditation and journaling. Is that something you're open to?
Yeah, I'm open to that.
And hopefully it'll help you feel less overwhelmed and maybe just saying no to things like additional duties at work. But we can work on that in future sessions.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think one of the objectives we could work on in the future is trying 2 stress reduction techniques, like the boundary setting and scheduling maybe 10-minute breaks in between your workday just to rest, to ground yourself, and over the next 4 weeks. And then hopefully you'll be able to report a decrease in the stress and the fatigue. Does that sound like a good goal to work on?
Yeah, it sounds like you're going to work on. Start with.
So, one of the questions about the biopsychosocial assessment is spiritual and cultural factors. Do you have any spiritual, religious, or cultural beliefs that are important to you that affect how you cope with stress or anxiety?
I'm a Buddhist, but I don't really practice a lot because I feel I don't got no time. But I do try to meditate, and it's hard for me to meditate because I don't really know how to meditate.
So it sounds like you have some spiritual beliefs that are important in your life. You
Yeah.
just don't have the time to incorporate.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I'd like you to do now is try to remember a challenging experience you've had in the past. Maybe graduating high school, or graduating college, or sometimes when you had a challenge in the past. And think about what you did and how you felt when you were experiencing that challenge. Can you recall what helped you deal with that challenge, maybe that you could also apply to the situation now, making the work-life balance?
Well, when I first started this job, with this job there's a lot of physical demand, and the people that's in the same path as I am with this job are all younger, so they have more energy. So when we go and train, hike and run, they're more faster, stronger than me because of their age, and their body is still young and healthy. So I felt like I'm competing with them, trying to hike as fast as I can, and at the same time doing so, I'm tearing my body up. So I'm getting tired and breaking down more, and to stay in front of them or on top of them. So I'm battling that, daily.
So do you find you work out more or less now?
I work out when I'm at work, and we have to work out just to keep our strength. Because if you don't work out, then it'll show in your work, when you doing your job. If I can't carry a saw, then I'm not doing my job. Or if I can't hike so much miles, then I'm not doing my job correctly. It'll show if we're not putting the work in.
So if somebody close were describing your strengths, what do you think they would say? That you have the ability to rise to the occasion,
Yeah, I mean,
continue physical training.
yeah, I mean, I'm gonna do my part, whether they see if they see it or they don't. I'm gonna do my part, and that that they can count on me to do my job, and that's it.
So it sounds like you're motivated personally.
Yeah, I'm motivated.
Yeah.
It was tiring to be motivated, but I'm motivated.
But it also sounds like you're a bit overwhelmed and maybe a little bit self-sacrificing, trying to do everything for everybody all the time.
Yeah, that's correct.
Do you think that you might prioritize other people's business and their needs over your own?
No, not really. It's just other than my wife and mother-in-law, and I seem like at work I prioritize myself more, I think, because I am trying to be strong or stay strong to keep up. And at the same time, I'm motivating my guys too. So I don't know. It's almost 50-50.
So it just sounds like you're looking to better your life and you just don't have a clear plan to do it.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. So maybe one of the things that we can work on next time is reframing it, where you see yourself as not so much being selfish for taking time for yourself, but taking time for self-care, just to replenish your strength emotionally and physically.
Yes.
So, does that sound right?
Yeah, that sounds good. Sounds good.
And do you have any other close family? Siblings or cousins?
Yeah, I have brothers and sisters. I have 3 sisters and 3 brothers. They're all younger than me, or a couple older than me, my stepbrothers and stuff. But I'm not really close to either of them.
So it's just your wife and your mother-in-law?
Yeah.
And
My
your,
wife.
and your dogs?
And my puppies.
So, I'm gonna wrap up our session. I'm gonna summarize hopefully everything that you've told me. We will make a goal for the next couple weeks. And maybe I can offer some resources for you in between our sessions.
Mm-hmm.
So, it sounds like what you've told me this whole time is that you work for CAL FIRE. You have a very physically demanding job, emotionally too. It's causing you fatigue. Your work-life balance is a little stressed because you come home, you want to do everything for everybody, but you're tired. You're competing with younger guys in your job right now. That might cause stress. And then you're also doing additional duties like cooking, training, and then when you get called on a fire, you're gone for 30 days at a time.
Mm-hmm.
So you've tried things to cope, like you mentioned you're Buddhist, but you don't have time for meditation. And you're trying to keep things together as best you can. So I think for our goal, we'll do what we discussed, and maybe you can take 10-minute breaks. You can meditate, you can journal, and then you can also try to improve your work-life balance by learning how to say no,
Mm-hmm.
maybe to extra duties at work. And we can explore these things over the next 4 weeks.
That sounds good.
So, I think next time we'll go over maybe your support system too. We'll talk about how maybe your wife and mother-in-law can support you, and maybe more how to manage stress. And then, I'll give you 2 suggestions to use between now and then.
Mm-hmm.
There's a app called Mindfulness, and it's a timer, and they'll like do a guided meditation with you to help ground you and focus. And it might help with fatigue too. And then also, there's a book called The Disciplined Pursuit of Less by Greg McNown,
Mm-hmm.
and that might help you if you have time to read at night. One more thing to do. Or Headspace or Calm, they're all free on apps, but they help you focus just for a couple minutes. And then I think at the end of next session, if you can tell me if any of these things have worked for you, and maybe just on a scale of 1 to 10 if they worked or didn't work, and we can go from there. Just take it into kind of a daily stress level and see if what works and what doesn't work.
Yeah, that sounds good. I mean, I'll try whatever you think that's gonna help you, but I doubt I have some time.
You have a 10-minute break every day that you can
It
use?
depends, but I can't just take
Yes,
10.
you do.
Okay, I do.
You have a 10-minute break every day where you
I
can
do.
take some time for yourself,
Yeah, I can find
for
it.
self-care, just to calm. You use one of the meditation apps?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay, do you have any other questions for me today?
No. Not really.
Okay. Thank you, and I'll schedule you for next week.